In today's Grimdark Future battle, we're going to stick with 6mm models. I'm trying out a few community books made by the user ripripla. These books present all the official Grimdark Future factions on this smaller scale, similar to the battle technology book I showcased in my last video. If you search the community books for Grimdark Future Legions, you'll see them all there. So, this is 2,000 points worth of Battle Brothers. Here is the Detachment High Command leading a Battle Brother detachment. This High Command standard models, it's like having 5 heroes all in one. It's great. So we've got a banner, a medic, an engineer, a captain and a priest. 3 APCs that I'm just treating as bikers. An Assault Brother Squadron, a heavy tank armed with lasers and sponsons, a tank platoon with rockets, and a Priest Titan armed with 2 heavy Titan guns and 2 Titan swords. Although really it's just one sword. A macro sword. Here is the opposing force, 2,000 points worth of alien hives. A Hive Lord armed with a barb cannon leading a swarm of grunts. A Flying Titan. A Soul Snatcher detachment and a Claw Grunt detachment. A Warrior detachment. A squad of Carnivore Rexes. A squad of Shadow Hunters. A Psycho Titan. And finally, a Hive facility, which spawns grunts. Okay, we're all set up. The deployment was encircled, so we have the Battle Brothers set up in this corner here, and this corner here, alien hives in this corner, and this corner. There's 2 objectives, one here and one here. The Soul Snatchers have made their scout move. Assault Brothers are in ambush. And the Shadow Hunters are also waiting in ambush. The special rules I'm using are 2/3 measurements, random events, extra actions, and for this we'll be using suppression to give it that epic 40k feel. And as it's another solo game, I'll be using random activation as well. There's a couple of special rules I've not used before, so this is interesting. The Soul Snatchers have Psychic Synapse, so they have Caster 1, but they lose their unspent tokens at the end of the round. And the Psycho Titan has Spellmaster, so it's Caster 6, but takes 3 wounds whenever it fails to cast a spell. I've not come across that before. That sounds interesting. It's the Hive Lord to kick things off, and first of all he's going to use pheromones, which will get these Carnivore Rexes moving. And then it'll advance. And now I'm going to move all these grunts. Haha. There we go. Let's shoot at those APCs. Grunt guns are out of range, but we've got the barb cannon, which is 7 attacks, quality 3. There is 1 rending hit, which is not saved. And then 3 other hits, and we'll give them cover. So that's 2 failures, so kaboom, that's all the APCs destroyed. So that is 1 suppression marker for the Battle Brothers. The Battle Brother heavy tank will use the stealth action to move here, being quite cautious. The Psycho Titan will advance. Okay, casting. Now, the Priest Titan's just out of range for the attack spells, so we'll cast Blessed Claws on the Soul Snatchers and the Claw Grunts. We'll use a total of... let's just use all the caster points, so that's an automatic success. The Psycho Titan's ranged weapon is pretty short range, so I think we'll change that advance action into the stealth action. The Battle Brother detachment next, and first of all, Heroic Inspiration means we can get rid of that suppression token. Now, I don't think they can bring that many guns to bear at the enemy with all these ruins in the way. And I think we're just in charge range of these Carnivore Rexes, so they are going to go into a defensive stance. Alien Hive Warriors. Now, we need to make sure we actually capture this objective, so they are going to move over to it. The guns aren't in range of anything, so we'll take the stealth action. The Battle Brother tanks will hold there and use their rockets to indirect fire at the Soul Snatchers. This is going to be quite the barrage. It's 4 dice each. AP 1, so 5s to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, they are all wiped out. And that gives the Psycho Titan a suppression token. Claw Grunts are up next, and yeah, they're going to charge at the tank. 6 Heavy Claws in total. They've got the +2 to hit from Blessed Claws, so 5, 4, 3s to hit. AP 1, so 3s to block for the heavy tank. That is 1 wound. It is tough 6 though. Curiously, in Grimdark Future Legions, tanks don't have impact, but they do have a bash, so they can strike back in melee. 1 hit. AP 1. So 1 unit of Claw Grunts are being ground underneath the tank treads. No clear winner there, so the Claw Grunts back off and both units take a suppression token. The Mighty Priest Titan to go next, and we're going to assault the Psycho Titan. So we'll fire the 2 Titan guns first. So -1 to hit. Come on. Come on. Okay. So there's 3 hits. Actually, it's 2 hits because the Psycho Titan was being stealthy. AP 2, so that's 1 block and 1 goes through. I suppose the Psycho Titan takes a suppression from that, but I'm going to leave that till the end of the activation. Right now, let's charge in with the big sword. Right, this sword is 2 attacks. It's precise, that's +1 to hit. I've got -1 to hit for the assault, so 3s to hit. 1 hit. Armour piercing 4. So not blocked, and it's deadly free, so the Psycho Titan has now taken 4 wounds. But that's not all. The Priest Titan also has a heavy claw, which I'm interpreting it as a swing with the gun arm there. So 4s to hit this time, 2 hits. Okay, the Psycho Titan has got a whole array of different melee weapons. Let's start with the Rending Claws. I'm -1 to hit for the suppression, so I'll need 5s to hit. 2 of those were Rending. So that's 2 wounds. And then those other 2 hits, both blocked. A Clawed Tail, also precise. So that's a hit. AP 4. And that is deadly free as well. And then Stomps and Heavy Claws. It's another 6 attacks. 2 hits. AP 1. Ooh, there's 1, there's 2. So up to 7 wounds. That was a pretty brutal fight that has left both Titans nearly dead. Now for suppression tokens, they've both received 1. In an assault, there's shooting and melee, so I didn't know whether to give the Psycho Titan 1 or 2 suppression tokens. I've just gone with 1. The Priest Titan needs to make a morale check since it suffered the most wounds there. It's fine. The Carnivore Rexes are charging. 12 heavy claw attacks from the Carnivore Rexes in total, but they are -2 to hit. due to the defensive stance, so they all need 6s to hit. There's 3. AP1, so 4s to block. That's 1 squad dead, but we do have a medic. That gives us regeneration. Nope, still gone. Okay. 4 Battle Brother squads can strike back. 3 hits. 3s to block. All blocked. So a morale check needed for the Battle Brothers. The banner gives them a +1 bonus to this. Oh, but they still fail. But they are fearless! Nope, they still fail. Oh dear. So 1 suppression token each, and the Battle Brothers are shaken. It's unheard of. Their Flying Titan is very fast and is going to rush all the way up here. And then that just leaves the Hive facility to spawn a grunt detachment. Like that. And then I suppose they get to activate as well. So they are fast with Strider. They will rush this way to reinforce the defense of this objective. And that's the end of battle round 1. Okay, at the start of round 2, I've put tokens down to show who has captured which objective. Hives and the alien Hives Shadow Hunters have arrived at the top of this hill. The Assault Brothers have jetpacked down here to bolster the defense of that objective. It's the Battle Brother Heavy Tank to go first. It's passed its morale check for the suppression, so we'll take that off and then we're going to assault. Sponson guns need 4 to hit. There we go, there's 2. Claw grunts need 6s to block. Yep, they're gone. No charge takes place, so we'll put the tank back to its original position. The Flying Titan is going to assault the Battle Brothers. Acid Cannon, hitting on 5s, it's blast free, 3 attacks. They all miss. Okay, let's fly in. 6 attacks with Rending Claws. There's 1 rending, and the others miss because of the -1 to hit. Not blocked, so that's some Battle Brothers taken out. And then 3 stomps. 2 hits. AP1, so 4s to block, both blocked. Not a particularly effective assault there. Oh, let's see if the medic can regenerate that squad that got lost. Nope. And then the Battle Brothers get 8 attacks back. Hitting on 6s because they're shaken. All miss. It's these Battle Brothers to have their turn now. So the command detachment removes that suppression token, and then they will go into defensive stance, which will unshake them also. The Carnivore Rexes to go next, and they're going to charge in. They were not able to remove that suppression token. And with the defensive stance on the Battle Brothers, they'll be hitting on 6s. Heavy Claws. 1 hit. AP1. Here come the return strikes. I count 7 close combat weapons. And we're not shaken anymore, so we're hitting on 3s. 3+ to block. All blocked. Bit of a stalemate there, but 1 suppression token each. The rocket firing tanks to go next, and one of them is going to fire indirectly at the Alien Hive Warriors, and then the other 2 will fire at the Psycho Rex. Okay, first tank first, obviously. We've got 3 hits. AP1, so 5s to block. 2 go through. Now there should be 5 squads of warriors. Didn't have enough models, so we'll just take 1 off. And now a whole load of rockets coming in at the Psycho Rex. This must finish it off, right? 5 hits, AP1, so freeze to block. There we go, 1 goes through. It's tough 6, so that last one finishes it off. These claw grunts are going to hunker down behind these ruins. The assault brothers are going to charge into the winged titan for some aerial combat. 6 attacks total, all but 1 hit. AP1, so freeze to block. Ooh, 3 go through. Alright, the winged titan strikes back. It is fatigued. Rending claws first. There's 2. Neither of them are blocked. That's 2 squads wiped out straight away. And then some stomps. They all miss. The flying titan has fear 2, so it's actually the assault brothers who need to take a morale check. And they pass. The alien warriors are able to remove some suppression, and they are going to advance to bring their bioweapons in range of the priest titan. 6 attacks in total, hitting on 4s. AP1, so freeze to block. 1 goes through. The priest titan was able to remove its suppression and is going to advance here, and then just use its guns to attack the alien warriors. So 8 attacks from the heavy titan guns. Ooh, that's a lot of misses. 2 hits. AP2, so 6s to block. Nope, that's 2 squads of warriors taken out. And the remaining one will need to make a morale check, which it fails. It's stunned. Okay, Shadow Hunters are up next. They are fast and have Strider, so they're going to come down the hill, rush through these ruins, and attack the Battle Brothers from the rear. Deadly Scythes, it's 1 attack each. The Battle Brothers are still hunkering down, so they will need 5s to hit. Oh, all miss. Battle Brothers to respond, and nearly all of them are in range to strike back. It's just that squad who can't, so it's 9 attacks in total back. They are fatigued, so hitting on 6s. There's 1. Freeze to block. No, so they actually took a Shadow Hunter out. Which means the Shadow Hunters need to make a morale check, which they pass. Okay, the Hive Lord, I think, is actually going to start heading that way. So it will rush around the streets to here, and then the grunts have Strider, so they can easily catch up. And in fact they have Strider and Fast, so that gets them here. The Hive facility is going to spawn more grunts, and then those grunts are going to rush all the way over to these ruins here. Like that. Okay, that's the end of round 2. The aliens have actually captured that objective. It's the Priest Titan to start things off this round, and he's going to advance here and shoot the huge Titan guns into... Let's split the fire. I'll shoot 1 gun into those grunts and 1 into those warriors. I'm sure we can finish them all off. Okay, the first volley into the warriors. All hit. And that's enough to turn these warriors into a green mist. And then against the grunts. All hit. 1 block, but that's not enough. They've all been creamed. The Hive Lord and the grunts to go next, and they are going to advance to this position and shoot the Titan. There are 4 squads in range. It's 3 hits, and they have the overload property, so those 6s are extra hits. So with overload, for each of those 6s I roll 2 extra attacks. So that's 1 extra hit. 2s to block for the Priest Titan. And there's one going through. That's its last wound. So it has been downed by Biobora. The Battle Brother rocket tankers to go next. So far their barrages have been quite successful, so we're going to lob some rockets over into these grunts. Same as last time, it's indirect fire, but I took the hold action so there's no penalty. That's 9 hits with AP1. So only 1 blocked, so that's 8 of these squads down. So that's definitely going to warrant a morale check, which they pass. Oh, they do get a suppression token though. These alien grunts are going to charge into the Assault Brothers. 2 hits. AP1, so forced to block. Both blocked. The Brothers will strike back with their assault weapons. They are -1 to hit from the suppression. Still, that's 2 hits. AP1. So 2 grunt squads are chopped up. Morale check for the grunts. They fail because they're quality 5, so the remaining grunts rout. It's the Assault Brothers to go next. Now they're fatigued, so they may as well do an assault. The -1 to hit in melee won't matter too much. So we're going to assault the Shadow Hunters. Oh, the Brothers also passed their morale check for the suppression. Heavy pistols, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Which is blocked. And then let's rev up the chainswords. They miss. Deadly Scythes strike back. 2 hits. The defense rolls have failed, so the Assault Brothers are chopped up. That is another suppression token for the Shadow Hunters though. The High Facility spits out some more grunts. The Brother Heavy Tank will advance and then shoot the lasers and the sponsons into the grunts. Sponsons first. 3 hits. 1 block, 2 go through. And then the tank laser against the Hive Tyrant, which hits. It's AP lots. And then it's deadly free. So Hive Lord on 3 out of its 6 wounds, and we'll need to make a morale check. Passes, but 1 more suppression token. Shadow Hunters next. Let's see what they can do about the suppression. Yep, they take both of those off, and then they'll charge in. Deadly Scythes. 1 hit, which is blocked. They have been particularly rubbish in this battle. The Deadly Scythes do have poison, so that 6 needs to be re-rolled. There we go, so 1 squad of Battle Brothers has been taken out, and then they can attack back. So as before, it'll be 9 attacks, but we've got a -2 penalty to hit from the suppression. So we've got 2 hits, 1 of which is not blocked, so there goes another Shadow Hunter. It's a draw, so that Shadow Hunter goes back, and 1 suppression token each. Ooh, I forgot about the Command Detachment's medic. Let's see if we regenerate that loss. We don't. It's these Battle Brothers to go now, so we'll take off 1 suppression token for the hero unit, and then see if we can get rid of those others. Only 1 of them. Now we need to get that objective back. I was thinking an assault would be the best thing to do, to shoot and then melee, but if I kill a Shadow Hunter with shooting, that's not going to get me closer to the objective, so we're just going to do a charge. There we go. Now we are fatigued, so we're hitting on 6s, but we have a priest, so we are furious. Oh, no sixes though. Complete miss. The Shadow Hunter's Fatigue Strike back. Misses. These freshly spawned grunts will hurry scurry this way. The Flying Titan. Suppression. It's going to stay suppressed, so let's have it do an assault, but it will be hitting on sixes. So the acid cannon thing first. Hey, there we go, 2 hits, and it's blast free. Let's see how many of these little guys we can melt. They failed 2. Can the medic help out this time? Nope. Alright. Let's take 2 squads off. And then the big fella's gonna swoop in for some rending claw attacks. Hitting on sixes. There's 1, and it's rending. Not blocked. Medic! Nope, that's another squad gone. And then some stomps. No hits. We have got 6 attacks coming back. They are fatigued, so that is 1 hit. Which is not blocked. It's time to bust out the big suppression tokens, because they are now both on free suppression. Firstly, a morale check for the Battle Brothers, since they lost the melee. They're okay. And then they need to take another morale check for reaching free suppression. They're okay. And the Flying Titan needs to make one as well. Ooh. The Flying Titan is shaken. These Battle Brothers really are holding in there, aren't they? However, there's still the Carnivore Rexes to go. So let's see if any of those suppression tokens that get taken off. Only 1 of them. They will charge in anyway. 12 attacks from big heavy claws. I'll need 6s to hit. There's 4. AP1. Ooh, nasty. There's 3 fails. Can the medic help? Yes! It's actually doing his job this time. That's still 1 squad wiped out. 5 return strikes, hitting on 6s. Nothing. So the Battle Brothers have lost that melee. They need to take a morale check. They're at -3, but +1 from the banner. So they need a 5. Hanging in there. That is the end of battle round 3. Alien Hives currently winning. 1 more round to play. The Brother Heavy Tank to go first, and naturally it's going to advance to the objective and bring its guns to bear on the Hive Lord. Sponsons. 3 hits. AP2. Ooh. So 1 goes through. And then the tank laser, which actually misses. So the Hive Lord lives, but does take another suppression token. So 2 morale checks for the Hive Lord. 1 for the wounds it's taken. Fails, so it's stunned. The Winged Titan is going to rally, so that takes off the suppression and the shaken. The Brother Rocket Tank's next, and they were hoping to rocket these grunts here so the grunts couldn't contest the objective, but even if they advance they're going to be out of range, and similarly they can't do any shooting over here either, so they're going to advance this way and then lob their rockets at the Hive Tyrant instead. Indirect fire, so they will need 4s to hit. AP1, so the Hive Lord will need 3s. So there's 2 there. It's tough 6, so that's enough to blow it up. Carnivore Rexes are able to remove 1 suppression token, and then they'll charge in. Heavy Claws, they'll need 5s to hit. AP1, so 4s to block. There's 2 squads dead. Let's call for the medic. Saves 1, that's 1 squad down. The return strikes will need 6s to hit because of the suppression. All miss. Morale check for the Battle Brothers. Again, they will need a 5. They pass again. Okay, it's the very resilient Battle Brothers now. So the hero unit removes 1 suppression, and then let's see if the others go away. So that brings them down to 1 suppression. And then again, they need to get up to that objective, so they are going to charge. Here we go, 4 attacks. They are fatigued, so hitting on 6s, none. Shadowhunter strikes back with its deadly scythe, hitting. It is AP3, so it's not blocked. It's deadly free, so I believe that means if I'm going to regenerate, I'll have to roll 3 dice. So medic. Almost. So that's another Battle Brother squad down. Another morale check needed for the Battle Brothers. And they are fine. It's just the last of the Alien Hives units to go now, so we'll have the Hive facility just hold. There's no point in spawning anything now. These grunts will rush to that objective. And that Shadowhunter is not going to risk charging in and getting itself killed. It is just going to hold there. That's the end of round 4. So this objective is contested. And this objective is contested as well. So on this scale, you need to be within 2 inches of the objective. So these Battle Brothers are just in. So it's a draw. So that did feel a lot like playing Epic 40k, especially with the suppression tokens. Thank you again to ripripla for recommending their Grimdark Future Legion books. I do have more 6mm armies I can use. These are orcs. So we've got some gargants in there and all sorts. I've got some modern armour at 1/300 scale, so I think I'll have a few more battles at this scale.